So this is Larry the Barber Man. I'm here with Paul Mack at the Best of British Expo here in Edinburgh. I've just dragged Paul out of the corridor because I've been keen to get an interview with this gentleman for quite some time. Paul is an award-winning barber, that much I do know. I just want to find out about his journey, where he actually started and where he is now and where he intends to go in the future, as I feel Paul can give some really good information to any up-and-coming barbers who want to become award-winning and travel around the world and showcase their work. So, Paul, tell me, where was it you started? What was your inspiration and motivation to become a barber?
Cool. Thanks very much for interviewing me first anyway, Larry. Great honour. I started off about 13 years ago. I was always mad to get into barbering, but I kind of had to do things the long way or the hard way. Like I'm from a small place in rural Ireland, first person in my family to ever cut hair, so I kind of had no pull or connections in the industry. So I moved up to the city then, about an hour and a half away, so I kind of knew no one up there, or I was a regular of no shop up there, and I was blue in the face from trying constantly every barber shop above, kind of begging for apprenticeships and just kind of getting doors shut in my face, and and it was very kind of demoralising because you'd be told come back when you're qualified, but yet you'd come back each time and there'd be someone years younger than you're working there, like usually a family friend or like an attractive girl. So I had to start then, and I went to St. John's Hairdressing College, went there for a year, enjoyed my time there, a good kind of starting point in the industry, and I went to Tony and Guy then for a year, and enjoyed the social life, enjoyed the crack and all, but my heart was always set in barbering. That's what I wanted to get into, but it didn't kind of go to plan. Like I left there then, I started in a barber shop, and after a week I got the boot because apparently I had no interest in barbering because I was looking out the window or something, or I was hungover one day, and I remember just kind of walking up the road going, geez, I'm after leaving the biggest salon in Cork. How am I going to tell my mum I've been, fired after a week here, and I was kind of going, I'll show them someday, and randomly enough then, I suppose I'm kind of rambling here now, but an owner of a big salon messaged me and goes, congrats on all your success, it's good to see and all the rest of it. And I goes, geez, thanks very much and good to see yourselves doing well. But I goes, the girl in the picture with you there, she'd say different. One goes, geez, no, she's the biggest fan, yeah, she'd be showing your pictures around the staff room every day and this, that and the other. I goes, no, I trust me, she didn't think much of me starting off back in the day. So anyway, your one went into work to that girl the next day, and she messaged me then after. She goes, your one was scarlet to think that I was the same fella they kind of told to never make it back starting out. And I had done carpentry before I got into barbering, and it would have been easy to kind of go back to it, because after that experience, I had a few months of doing kind of odd jobs and signing on for a bit, and it would have been easy to move back down home to West Cork, and I suppose my family would have been happy for me to kind of go back and do that, but my heart was always set in barbering, and I started doing a night course then in barbering, and I went then, and I told the barber shop, I goes, just let me work for free, just give me a shot, and I did, and I was there 7.5 years, and never looked back since. And where I am, I'm self-employed there now with the last 2.5 years, and it doesn't even feel like work unless I was hungover, which is a rare thing these days if I was working. But I look forward to going into work, and with all the competitions and shoots and all, it's more than breaking things here. Sorry, it's more than a job. It's my passion. I'm there. It could be 3 a.m. looking at hair pictures, or I could be there Christmas Day, plotting what competition is 8 months time and stuff. I suppose it's like what Conor McGregor says. It's not talent. It's obsession.
So you'd say that because your talent is very special. I mean, your work stands out from everybody else. Would you say that wasn't necessarily taught to you at college? That's just you being obsessed and literally mastering every single element of your trade? Tell me about your learning process.
I suppose, creativity can't be taught. Like, I wouldn't have, there'd be people who've done a lot more kind of advanced training, and like, I wouldn't have half the qualifications a lot of people have, but because a lot of my stuff is kind of self-taught and all, but like, you get out what you put in, and it's just kind of trial and error really, I suppose, and just putting in the extra hours. And if you want to try something new, kind of stay on a bit later after work and just kind of do it that way. But I guess it's trying to be the best kind of all-rounder, because like there'd be people who'd be better than me at old school barbering. There'd be people better than me at fades. There's people better at hair designs, colour. But I guess it's like trying to be up there at every level rather than specialising in just one and just concentrating solely on that aspect of barbering. Just not even barbering, just kind of men's hair in general. I'm just kind of constantly trying to upskill, and I take a lot of inspiration from hairstyles as well as men's and barbers to try and kind of transfer it over into men's hair then. So like, hair is hair, I think it should be, a lot of the looks and stuff we do is kind of, I guess, unisex kind of thing. Like, I have a lot of like girls coming in for haircuts and stuff as well. So yeah, it's cool to, and like, people do say to me that my work is distinctive, which is it's great to hear. Everyone's trying to, I guess, carve their own kind of niche in the industry, and like, I'd rather be Marmite than vanilla. You love or hate it, people, it's the kind of talking point, or people kind of remember it, hopefully.
So would it be fair to say that you kind of get a concept in your head and you work at it, fail, work at it until you get it? Because you've got, your style is very unique, which tells me that you kind of get things in your head and you'll try it until you actually get it. Is that the case?
Yeah, like, you can get inspiration from anywhere, like from, kind of from fashion shows, from music videos, anything. Like, you could just be watching a film and you could see something pure off the charts and it kind of inspire you, or like, kind of, I suppose, alternative kind of musicians, like, I suppose, like Marilyn Manson, the Antwoord, David Bowie, that kind of, flamboyant kind of characters with their own kind of unique look. And I'd kind of get different aspects then and kind of create the whole look rather than just the hair, because I suppose that's why, I do a lot of kind of editorial and magazine covers and all that. I try and create the whole image rather than just the haircut,
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me how actually, first and foremost, tell me some of the competitions that you've won that's made you an award-winning barber.
Cool. Well, I've 5 Irish titles for different things anyway. Like, I won the Alpha Par Fantastic Hairdresser Irish Gents Hairstylist of the Year. I won the Irish Hairdressing Federation Full Fashion, which was kind of my strong look really. The brief was create a look suitable for the front of a men's fashion magazine. I suppose I kind of kind of a big break for me would have been the American Crew All-Star Challenge. Like I won the Irish title, and then I went off to Lisbon 2 years ago, and like there was 1,100 entered worldwide, and like I got the second prize out there, which was the Men's Health Magazine Award, and like my cut was an interview was featured in Men's Health Magazine, which was pretty surreal, like, you know, biggest men's magazine in the world. And what else there now? Oh, like the massive one, like the British Master Barbers, the freestyle Barber battle. Like I won that at Barber Connect this year, so I was the first Irish lad to ever win a British title, which, you know, geez, meant the world for me. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And like I've won a few more photographic awards and stuff, but hopefully now I'll compete for more in the coming months and see how we get on.
Okay, so a key question here would be, how important is the photography when submitting your entry for one of these awards?
Oh, massive! Like, you know, like I got a great camera there for just in the shop, and correct lighting and all that definitely factors into it. But whenever I'd be doing a shoot, I'd always work with professional photographer, kind of let the experts do their thing. And like I have a great stylist then who up in Northern Ireland, Beyond Man, he has his own clothing range and all, and I always work with him, and a few great photographers around Cork, and even makeup artists, you know, factor into it as well, to create the whole look, I guess like Chris Foster would be kind of ahead of his time in that respect of the whole kind of concept, and like the lads in the bomb squad as well are just, you know, I'm doing stuff now that like the lads were doing 4 or 5 years ago, like massive inspiration to me.
So you think that a lot of barbers who enter competitions could basically be tripping themselves up by not taking not paying importance to the photography on the submission level?
Yeah, definitely. Like you, because like a few lads there now who I would have trained as students and all, and like they'd be, you know, wanting to get into the whole side of entering kind of competitions like the what was the name of it? The beginners or the junior competition here? Apprentice there, sorry. Like we call it juniors in Ireland. But like a few lads, you know, they'd kind of submit pictures and like, what you think of this now, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like, you know, throw up on Facebook, you're looking for a photographer, you're looking for a model. All these people will want to boost their own portfolios by getting, you know, published work in, you know, big national magazines and all. So, like, if that's, like, I'm a big fan of let the professionals do their thing. Surround yourself by good people, and you'll all kind of like bounce ideas off each other and get the best results.
Okay. So another key thing that you do, and another thing a lot of barbers would like to know, is how to get on front covers, editorial features and so forth. What would be your advice, or what approach should they take if they wanted to get their work onto front covers?
Like, think outside the box. Because generally, like, I've done 12 in the last year and a half, and like the majority of them are the mad stuff. That's like, you need a unique selling point. You need something that's eye-catching, that like if you're, you know, you see a shelf of magazines, or like you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, whatever, you're like, whoa, you know, something that kind of pops out at you, rather than just your bread and butter, what you're doing in the shop every day of the week. So yeah, just kind of try and set yourself apart. Like, obviously be inspired by people you look up to on, you know, Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, but like you can't be just doing like direct copies of other people's work, because it's been done before. Like, an original's you know, worth more than a copy, that saying and all the rest of it. So, yeah, so like, there's stuff I've done, and sure, like, no doubt people would be like, what the hell is that? Who's going to want that? But like, that's what will get you the editorial coverage, you know, and kind of like doing collections and like, you know, doing something outside the box, really. Yeah.
Okay. So what shop is it you work for now, and how do you kind of?
Yeah, I work in the crop shop Barbers in Cork. Like I've been there the last nearly 2.5 years now, and like I'm self-employed. It's kind of like a shop within a shop. I have my own kind of little room out the back, but like all the others working there, like I worked with them or trained them over the years, and like we've great crack, good banter, and we all get on, and there's a really nice atmosphere in there. Because like I know in the past when I kind of worked somewhere else, and once I started kind of succeeding and, you know, getting a bit of attention or all from the competitions and stuff, it brought nothing, only negativity. And I suppose as my client base was growing and others were kind of slowing down a bit, it just brought nothing but negativity and just, you know, negative vibes. So I was glad to kind of leave that situation, because anything I achieved was only brushed under the carpet, and never a well done, never even a well done on Facebook, or a picture shared, nothing, just squashed under the carpet, saying nothing about nothing. So it's great to be in the crop shop now and have like-minded, positive people, and like just people on the same wavelength. Just, you know, just it's like, I'd say to anyone, if you're not happy in a working environment, move on, because like, you know, what is it, one sour grape can poison the whole thing. So
Same with apples too.
yeah, apples even. Yeah, that could be it. So yeah, like, yeah, so.
Okay. And how much creative freedom do you have in the barbershop? How open to your ideas
that
are your
much,
clients?
you know, I think people, because I was only talking to the Copelands outside about this conversation a few minutes ago. Like, people, I'd say, have this kind of mad notion I'm doing all this mad crazy shit in the shop every day, but nah, like 90% of it is just high skin fades, hard parts, bit of a pomp. Like lads at home, like, obviously they're care about the way they look, but they're not that kind of flamboyant or kind of out there. Do you know, I see clients that the lads, say, over in the UK or America or whatever, have, and like they get to do more kind of like cooler cuts every day of the week, which I wouldn't do, because I know the lads, they wouldn't be able to kind of, I don't know, style it themselves at home or whatever. So I try and day to day kind of do more like that manageable haircuts that fellas can kind of replicate at home. But like the shoots then and comps give me the kind of the opportunity to kind of do the more artistic stuff that I love to do.
Okay, so there's two sides to Paul Mac. There's the bread and butter Paul Mac that follows the norm and goes with the grain. And then
because like often, you know, like if a young fella was in and someone would be kind of waiting after and be like, is he for you? And I'd be like, yeah, because it'd be like an accountant or a doctor or, you know, a policeman or something. Be like, he doesn't look like he's one of your clients. I'd be like, there's more of them than you know, than you think, because like you're not going to be throwing up them lads on Instagram. You're going to throw up maybe 1 or 2 cuts a day at most of, you know, what we got, like, what is it, 10% of what you've cut for the day, you know. So yeah.
Okay, and what would be your closing words to the young 21-year-old up and coming in barbering who wanted to reach the heights that you have?
I just, like, it can be tough at the start, you know, when you're just like building a client base, and you know, when you get stuck doing all the like the boring, just short back and sides, and like there could be a fella beside you doing all the cool cuts and the fades and all, but like be patient, kind of learn to walk before you can run. What I think these days, people just want to like, they want to do a course and they're like, boom, like here's my page now and I'm banging up the cuts, and like you need to kind of slow down. Like, do you know, I was 10 years cutting before I ever entered a competition or dreamed about like submitting pictures to a magazine or stuff, like, but so just be patient, everything will kind of come. Like I was 30 years of age when I entered my first camp, like 3 years ago. Even as regards the UK, a year and a half ago, sure, no one had a notion who I was. I went to my first show, the Barber Bash in Liverpool in November, and then Salon International stuff, and like, so like once things start going well, they can go well kind of quickly, they can kind of snowball. So, but it's like anything, you have to put in the hard graft first. Stuff won't happen overnight, and just be patient. Like, because I was always taught, like, starting off, because I've always been a kind of a daydreamer, to be honest. Like, I always kind of had aspirations through the competitions and like magazines and stuff. I was always kind of sniggered, laughed in my face, kind of like, you'd want to be up in Dublin or over in the UK to be doing them things. You're only a little barber in Cork, like don't get back in your box, kind of a thing. And you know, stuff like that can kind of, I would have took to heart at the time, and it would have kind of, you know, weighed on my shoulders and afraid me from kind of, you know, reaching out and kind of putting myself forward for stuff. But I guess like the support of my fiance just kind of pushed me to do these things, and social media is brilliant as well, because like you throw up your stuff and people all over the world, like the best people in the industry, you get a comment off these people and you're like, Jesus, like, wow, he liked my picture, and going into work going, your man commented on my picture, and sure, I'm here today doing a show with him, very surreal, chatting away, having the crack. It's just like, whoa, you know, like, so yeah.
And just one last thing in closing, do you do education, and where can people find your educational courses, if so?
Yeah, like I've done a few master classes there in Ireland. Like I do solo ones, or like there's been ones where I've hooked up with other people. Like I did one with like Sean from Cut and Sew in Dublin, and I did one with Darren Pittman as well. And lately there I did my first one in the UK with like Davey the Barber, who's running today, and Tom Chapman. Like the two of us did one in Paisley near Glasgow. So it's pretty cool that people would want you to come over and do the likes of that. And
where can people find when you're doing these things in their town or city or country? Or
just generally on Facebook and stuff. Like, people generally just drop you a message and are like, would you be interested in coming to our college or our salon or our barber shop for the day and doing some education? And that's generally the way.
No, I've been students who wanted to learn off of you. Where would they find you?
Well, I kind of do, I suppose, beginners ones in the shop as well. So generally that'd be more kind of like local barbers or hairstylists who want to learn or kind of upskill and stuff like that.
So do you make any kind of announcements on, is it Facebook or Instagram, or have you got a website address?
Like I put up that I was doing a course there now on Facebook the other night, and sure, I thought I might get 15 messages or something like that, 50 odd messages, and I was just like, the thing, like the phone going nuts for the night. So it's great, like when people, you know, barbering is kind of seen as a cool thing now, which is weird, like, because when I was starting off, like, you were seeing, especially where I'm from, it was kind of like weird that you wanted to go cutting hair, like, so now, like when young fellas see that it's this kind of cool, trendy thing to do, you know, it's brilliant. Like it's, you know, it's come a long way. I think it's. Oh yeah, so I think it's kind of like the golden age of barbering, really. That I always kind of felt that barbering was kind of seen as a second class kind of citizen to hairdressing for a long time, but it seems to be more on a kind of a level playing field now, which is great and getting the recognition it deserves.
Paul, thank you very much for giving me your time. Thank you for
Thanks
sharing
very much.
your story with me, and I wish you the best of luck in the future.
Sorry for rambling at times there, I do. Once I get going, drift off the point. But yeah, thanks,
very
sorry.
welcome.
Nice one.